From struggling to stay upright to nearly fainting in the Arizona heat because of the torturous costumes, these are the most insane facts about the movie Tombstone. While Tombstone was fighting for life, another Wyatt Earp movie was being made with Kevin Costner as the star. He didn't want another Western about the same man stealing his thunder. According to people who worked on Tombstone, Costner used his influence to convince studios and distributors not to support or show it. He wanted his own movie to be the official Wyatt Earp story. But Tombstone found smaller backers who believed in it. It pushed through the resistance, reached audiences, and eventually became the fan favorite. Kurt Russell didn't just play Wyatt Earp. When things started falling apart, he became the unofficial boss of the whole movie. The first director was let go, the schedule was chaos, and nobody was sure what kind of film they were even making. Russell stepped in. He talked to producers, helped reorganize shooting days, and worked with the crew to keep things moving. He watched scenes, chose what stayed, and pushed the story toward the version we know today. On paper, someone else got the director credit, but many people who were there say Kurt Russell is the reason Tombstone exists in the form fans love. It's hard to picture anyone but Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday.
You madcap!
Doc?
Where you going with that shotgun?
I didn't know you was back in town.
But another intense actor was once considered, Willem Dafoe.
220 horses. You got yourself a Detroit down.
At the time, Dafoe was known for bold, risky roles. Some executives worried his past films might bring the wrong kind of attention or distract from the story. They chose not to offer him the part. The role went to Val Kilmer instead, and he turned Doc into a legend.
Come on! Come on!
The showdown between Johnny Ringo and Doc Holliday is one of the coolest moments in the movie, but it was brutal to film. Michael Biehn, who played Ringo, had to wear dark clothes in blazing Arizona heat. Long days, heavy costume, no shade. By the time they filmed the duel, he was exhausted and close to passing out. His unsteady posture and unfocused stare weren't just acting. He was actually struggling to stay upright. That real weakness made the duel even more haunting. Those sharp suits and high collars look great on screen. In real life, they were torture. The costume team wanted everything to look exactly like in the 1880s. That meant wool coats, layered shirts, stiff collars, and vests, all worn under the desert sun. Actors soaked through their clothes with sweat. A few cast members even fainted from the heat and heavy fabric. Still, the team stuck with it. One reason Tombstone feels so real, all that facial hair is mostly real. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Michael Biehn, they all grew their own mustaches and styled them to match Old West photos.
No. I'm sure of it. I hate him.
He's drunk.
Fake mustaches were almost completely banned. There was one main exception, one actor who couldn't grow one in time because of another role, so he wore a glued-on version and got teased about it. This small detail made a big difference. Real hair moves and sits differently. It helped the actors feel like actual people from the 1880s, not just modern guys in costumes. Before Kurt Russell stepped up, the writer of the script was actually the director. Kevin Jarre knew the story well, but directing is a different job. He moved slowly. The scenes took too long. The filming days dragged on. The studio panicked as money burned and progress stalled. The cast grew frustrated because they weren't getting clear direction. So the studio made a harsh call. They removed Jarre from the director's chair. That decision threw the whole production into confusion, but also opened the door for the version of Tombstone we ended up with. The famous gunfight at the OK Corral flies by quickly when you watch it. But it took 4 long days to shoot. Every shot had to be planned, where each actor stood when they moved, when guns fired, when dust kicked up. The team used real blank firing weapons and practical effects instead of computers. Actors repeated the same actions over and over in the dirt and heat. By the end, everyone was exhausted, but the payoff was huge. The scene is now considered one of the greatest Western shootouts ever. When filming ended, the story still wasn't clear. Different directors had worked on different scenes. The tones didn't match. Some cuts made no sense at all. Editors had to dig through hours and hours of footage, trying to find a movie inside the mess. Whole scenes were cut, lines were removed, storylines were trimmed or reshaped. In the middle of this, Kurt Russell even helped cut some of his own lines so that Val Kilmer's Doc could shine more. Doc Holliday feels eerie and real for a reason. Val Kilmer didn't just play him during takes. He stayed in that sick, tired, half-smiling mode all day. He kept Doc's slow walk. He used Doc's voice and drawl.
500 must be a peach of a hand.
He stayed distant from the rest of the cast, almost like his character was already halfway gone. He even avoided hanging out too much at lunch. This made other actors feel a little uncomfortable, because it was hard to tell where Doc ended and Val began. But that choice gave his performance a strange power. Doc Holliday isn't just a smooth talker, he's a man slowly being destroyed by sickness. Val Kilmer took that seriously. He read about tuberculosis, how it affects breathing, posture, and energy. He practiced shallow breathing, tired movements, and the feeling of constantly being in pain. He adjusted the way he stood, the way he leaned, even the way he blinked. All to show a man using charm and wit to hide how close he is to death.
How are you feeling today, Doc?
I'm dying. How are you?
Pretty much the same.
That work paid off. Many fans and critics still call his Doc Holliday one of the best performances in any Western.